You're putting your body on the line every single day.
Exactly. Do not be scared of launching your brand. Just do it. I did not have immediate support from family or friends, but the community that I built, I got outside was amazing.
Yeah. Hello and welcome back to She Leads the Way podcast. I'm your host, Nicki Bedford, and on today's episode, we're joined by Salama Mohamed. She's an entrepreneur, a mother of two, an incredibly popular content creator with almost 2 million followers, and she's the founder of Peacefull. And today, we're going to speak about all things Salama and her business journey. Salama, welcome to She Leads the Way.
Thank you so much for having me.
Salama, let's kick it off first of all by giving us a little bit of a background of your entrepreneurship journey.
Well,
big question.
For me, honestly, it's like day by day. I still can't believe that I'm in this space of being an entrepreneur and a founder of a beauty brand. It's almost surreal. And when you're so in it, like almost elbows deep, you go like, it's not as glamorous as people think. It's day by day, and you just, you just go through it.
Yeah, especially being in the beauty and skincare realm, it's even more beautiful on the outside. So when you look at behind the curtain, sometimes you think, oh my goodness, there's just so much that needs to be done.
100%. And I always say, like, sometimes people think the beauty industry is so beautiful. It's actually completely like a facade almost, because it's all about the work that you put in. It's all about, being transparent. It's all about educating people. It's all about, it's a journey. It's not like as glamorous as it may look. It requires so much hard work, and it takes educational, like it takes, but it takes almost like a teaching.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you're the founder of Peacefull, which is an incredible skincare brand for sensitive skin, also highly sustainable. Prior to building Peacefull, did you think that you would ever be a business owner? Like, what was it about creating Peacefull that drove you to build that business?
I think it came from a place where it was necessary. There was a missing piece in the market for sure. It came from a personal struggle. It came from a journey that I have, again, speaking of sensitive skin, I have super sensitive skin. I felt like I always was a minority within a minority.
Yes.
And once I started like Peacefull and the journey of creating the products, I discovered that it's not just my story, it's everyone else's here as well. And it came again from a personal space, missing huge gap in the market, and this is where Peacefull came into play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's why people can relate to it so much, because you can see the vulnerability and people wanting, I guess, these struggles or the minority struggles to be spoken about in a way that's normal. You've spoken fairly publicly about vitiligo. Is that vitiligo?
Yes, vitiligo.
I think it's vitiligo or vitiligo, but, almost seeing that as being your superpower and being the reason behind Peacefull. Can you tell us more about it?
For sure. I mean, because I have vitiligo, I have sensitive skin, and my whole life led me back to my skin, my whole journey. I feel like I had a bigger purpose than just, create content or like do this and do that. I felt like I had such a voice, and I used the platform so much, every social media platform that I have, to make it into a safe space where people can feel safe, feel heard, and feel like seen, and to talk about their struggles as well when it comes to their skin. And this is one of the reasons when we casted for our first campaign, I did not go to a modeling agency. I just went into my story saying, hi, this is Salama. If you have, I have, a skincare campaign that is coming up soon. Obviously, I did not announce anything. I was like, if you have a story, please do share it with us. It wasn't share with us how you look. It was share with us your story with your own skin. And this is how we casted basically everyone in the campaign, from men to women, all shapes, sizes, all skin tones, different skin tones, ethnicity, backgrounds. And it was beautiful. And one of the reasons it made the campaign so successful is we did not edit or color correct or Photoshop anything. It was just raw, unfiltered, emotional journey of everyone and their skin.
Yeah, that's incredible. And what I'm also hearing is you really put the audience at the center of everything that you did, and you brought them along on the journey with you,
100%.
which is incredibly powerful, because people feel like, oh, I actually have a voice, and you gave them a voice from the very beginning. So did you see that in the levels of engagement?
It's two-way street. They gave me a voice, and they gave me such a safe space for me to speak up, and it only makes sense for me to say thank you in my own humble way of including everyone, because I wouldn't be here today talking to you if it wasn't for the audience, if it wasn't for the family that we built over social media. But it's kind of like a thank you tribute to everyone that was part of the journey as well.
Amazing. And so as you were starting to put together Peacefull, naturally building a business, it's like, okay, you had the purpose behind it because you had, vitiligo, and you knew that there was that need. But moving through building a business, there are so many moving parts. Can you take us through the very beginning once you had decided this is what I need to do, I need to help out my customer, my audience with this, to starting to build it? So I know that it's Korean skincare. How did you move to building it?
So I did skincare campaigns throughout my journey of being on social media. And I discovered that there is not skincare products that made for the Middle East, that made for the MENA region. This is where I took it personally to create. If you can't provide for us skincare products that are effective, suitable, and inclusive, then we're going to make it, and we're going to make the best that we can. This is why I chose Korea, because they have the best Korean technology, the best technology when it comes to skincare. They have the best scientists and the best labs and the best factories. And it only made sense to go to the best of the best. And this is where we created Peacefull. It is still made from scratch. It's not white labeled. So I had to go through formulation. I had to sit with, the scientists. I had to sit with everyone for almost 3 years before launching Peacefull. It was hectic journey. Nothing peaceful about it. It's definitely a lot of chaos that goes behind the scenes. But when you just orchestrate it in a way, it becomes like a beautiful melody. And this is where it came from. It came from not my journey. Okay, the vitiligo was one aspect. Just a disclaimer out there: our products doesn't cure vitiligo, but it's friendly to everyone who has any skin condition, whether psoriasis or whether you have vitiligo or eczema. We're friendly. We're not here to treat you, but we're not here to trigger you. But we're actually here to include you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah,
that's where
absolutely.
it came from.
So in terms of the entrepreneurship journey, a lot of our audience are either building businesses or they're in the early stages of having built their business. Can you tell us some of the challenges that you had behind the scenes when you were pulling Peacefull together?
Okay, maybe my answer will cause some unpopular reactions, but I did not do it the normal way. I did not have a business plan or a capital. I did not have perfect forecast, and this is what we're gonna do in first quarter, second quarter. We're almost 3 years into the business? Almost 3 years into the business, and I still struggle on daily basis because I did not. Okay, I may have studied a bit of business throughout my college journey, but I did not study business. I studied Sharia law, and I'm a proud college dropout. So everything that I did out of what felt right and what felt necessary. Doesn't mean every decision that I made was successful. Some of them came and bit me back in the back, but it's a learning journey, and it definitely wasn't the normal, typical journey.
Of course.
It was out of what it just felt right at the time.
In a way, sometimes that also it means that you're being guided in a way, and you're trusting your intuition that you're building something that is helpful for people. And so as a result of trusting your gut, essentially you're the internal business plan anyway. After 3 years having not had a business plan, do you think that this is exactly what it needed, was just your internal guidance?
At the beginning, yes, but as you grow, you need definitely some structure, because when it comes to business, everything is calculated. And when it comes to business, it's like a formula. And this is something that I personally was lacking at the beginning of my journey. I did not have like mentors to guide me through it. I did have a lot of support when it comes to like, lending ear for me to just, tuck their ear out and cry my eyes out.
Which is a fairly normal part of launching a business.
Exactly. But it was definitely, I did not have the perfect journey or like, perfect on paper. This sounds amazing. You guys should. I don't have the formula. It's every business is different. It depends on who are you as a person, who do you surround yourself when it comes to selecting your team members, selecting your, in another way, your family outside of family. It depends on each and like it depends on every person. It's completely different.
A lot of the women listening to She Leads the Way, as I mentioned, are looking to launch their own business. Some of them haven't launched yet. What advice would you give women or people who are looking to launch their own business?
I would say you have all the tools to do it. You can do it. And again, speaking about when I started wasn't like the perfect journey. It's okay. You don't have to be looking perfect on a paper. You can do it. And a lot of people will feel like I wouldn't be supported enough. You will find support within the community that you build. I spoke about this before. Like I did not have almost like immediate support from, my, family or friends, but the community that I built, been supportive. Almost, it's like, it's so surreal that the support that I got outside was amazing. Yeah. And I would say, like, just do it. And do not be scared of launching your brand. Do not be scared of making mistakes. What makes you so beautiful, what makes you learn so much, not what you learned from this professor at this college or at this class. It's what mistakes that you made along the way. Yeah. And you grew from it. I would say just embrace them. Yeah. Just embrace it. It's part of your growth and part of the journey. Yeah, and it's not easy. Please, anyone thinks out there that this is, oh my God, it's so glamorous and such an easy journey. No, I would say there is nothing glamorous about it in the building process.
Yeah, you're putting your body on the line every single day.
Exactly. Sometimes you won't have time to brush your hair. Like that's okay. Be kind to yourself and just know that you're building something that is bigger than yourself. And I would say, like, do not look for what is missing in the market. Like, this is missing, I'm going to create that. Look for what missing from your point of view, from your personal experience, because that will make it much more, like, it makes sense. It's not about the money. It's not about, oh, there's a missing gap in the market, so I'm going to create this so I can get money. It's not about that. It's about how do you change people's lives. It's about how do you contribute. Money will follow. Yeah. Hard work doesn't go unpaid. Trust me. Money will follow. Yeah. It might not follow in the first 3 years, but it will come. Like, your hard work will not go unnoticed. It's what you're good at. Yes. What you're good at. I mean, I launched a skincare. How many skincare companies out there? I did not reinvent the wheel. I just spent it differently. When it comes from your point of view, when it comes from what you add and what you bring to the table, that's what counts. It's not about the dollar sign.
But when you have people at the center of what you're doing and making sure that it's a way of helping others and giving back, then you'll always benefit in the long run because your intentions are pure. You've always been a self-love advocate. You always talk a lot about having dyslexia and ADHD. Can you talk more about that in the sense of running a business and how you've been able to get through it?
So I was just diagnosed a few months before I launched my business with severe ADHD and dyslexia. For me, it's my power suit. Yes. Once I understood it, once I knew what it is, I was like, where have you been my whole life? I mean, it's been there, of course, since the day I was born, but where like, how come I have not been diagnosed with it so I can understand it at earlier years of my life, at an early stage?
Yes.
I always say, if I knew that I have ADHD long time ago, trust me, I would have been a billionaire by now.
Yeah, it's like, why didn't anyone tell me?
Exactly. But having ADHD, definitely it's a power suit. For me, how do I navigate through it? I am proudly announcing it every time that I walk into any room. Even when I walk into meeting rooms, I go like, hey, just to let you know, I have ADHD and dyslexia. That means if I mispronounce things and if I jump from a topic to another topic, just bear with me. Trust me, it will all make sense at the end. And do not ask me about any numbers. Just when we've been asked to count to 15, I'm like, no.
I think I think most people struggle with that anyway when you're put on the spot with things that are so simple. I'm like, A, B, C.
Exactly. So just owning it, I think, was big part of accepting it, and just knowing that having it's a power suit. It comes with a lot of negative stereotypes, that's for sure. But it's your job to understand that you're not here to please everyone. You're here to navigate through it and understand how to use it for your best benefit, I guess, and to use it and utilize it the best way you can.
I love that, and I completely agree. It is a superpower because there is no two people that are the same, and so everyone needs to embrace their uniqueness. And again, by being so vocal about it, allows other people to feel very comfortable when they're going through the same thing, or perhaps they think, I don't know, am I able to do X, Y, and Z? Absolutely you can. Why wouldn't you be able to, you know?
In fact, you'll do it better than anyone.
Not only that, you have different perspectives. You can bring more things to the table. You can be a different level of creative.
Exactly.
And so, I love it. But I love the way that you talk about it and you're like, well, yeah, this is who I am.
Yeah,
so
100%. And you shouldn't be apologetic about it. You shouldn't. And I'm like, I'm still navigating through it. I love it. It's so empowering. If I did not have ADHD, most probably I wouldn't be as creative as I am like right now. The way I created and formulated the products was insane, almost to the point where they hated me back in Korea. They go like, this is just, it's
good,
unbelievable.
then you're doing something right.
Exactly. So I challenged the formulators. I challenged the scientists to the point where we're their favorite now. But it's just embrace the fact that you're not, you don't fit in a box.
Yeah,
You're actually,
wonderful.
you could be the entire box.
The entire box. I love that.
Box.
So I want to pivot now into content creation because, you're an entrepreneur, business owner. You're also incredibly popular across social media. And for me, when I look at you, you also reflect that in person. So you're incredibly warm on social media as well. Obviously, everyone knows you as being very humorous, but you also have a very calm and approachable demeanour. And so I feel like that level of authenticity comes through, which is why you have such a large following, in my opinion. This is me, social media expert over here. But tell me what you think. Building out, a brand on social media, creating content, do you feel that you try and be yourself as much as possible, or are you building out sort of an identity of yourself on social media?
No, I would say unless it's, so there is different sides of Salama on social media for sure. I mean, there is sometimes a skit where it's scripted and it doesn't represent me in any way, but it's, it's been done and like the client approved and whatnot. But I would say 90%, 99% of what you see on social media when it comes to like my personal content that I put out there, it's personally my journey, my authentic self. And I still struggle with the idea of like, having a large platform. And I go like, I still cannot believe it because I may put content out there, but I don't live in the social media realm.
Yes.
I'm pretty much present in my kids' lives. I'm pretty much like involved in their day-to-day life. I'm pretty much involved in watching Netflix and just enjoying my day-to-day. I don't live in that bubble.
Yes.
I just... when I'm here with you, I'm present.
Yes.
Like I hardly ever go outside. I'm 100% present in my kids' life and into my life and into the business. And what I put out there on social media is what I feel like it's necessary to share with everyone, because you do have responsibility end of the day. You do have that. So I try the best I can that to put content out there that is relatable, that is what I went through.
Yes.
And, make everyone feel, again, heard, seen, and safe space.
I love that. So I want to take you all the way back to when you published your first Instagram post. Do you remember?
2017, yes.
2000, and do you remember hitting post?
Yes.
What was your thought process behind that first post? There are obviously a lot of people out there at the moment who want to become content creators, and getting behind that fear of putting yourself out there is massive. Do you remember what you were thinking when you first went live?
Exactly. But the thing is, my social media started before hitting that first button. Like, it was I don't know how was I thrown in the social media years before I opened up publicly my accounts. But for me, it was never about that blue tick. For me, it was never about how many followers do I have. Sometimes people ask me how many followers do you have? And I go like, I have no idea. I have every notification turned off.
Yes.
It's what I do in the social media is I feel like, again, I have a responsibility. I do have a huge, I feel like calling when it comes to posting on social media is again, my whole life took me again back to my skin, took me back to my, talk about the, your journey, your, how do I say it in a nice way without being emotional? But it's sharing myself. It's putting my heart out to the world, and it's never again for how many followers do you have or anything. It felt was the right thing to do. And it just felt like I had a mission that I need to pursue. And still, like, how many years later, since 2017 till now.
Well, I think that's fairly evident in the way that you make people feel. Mission accomplished in that sense, though we know it's an ongoing thing, particularly when, you have a laugh. And so people are able to laugh along with you, as well as seeing you be vulnerable.
I feel like it's for everyone out there who want to, create content out there. I think my advice is be consistent. You will find a lot of like pushback sometimes. You'll find a lot of like negative comments. My advice is the way I did it. I'm not going to say my advice. I will lead by example.
Yes.
I have every notification turned off. I put the content out there, hoping that, it will help you. It will help me along the way. It will help us together. Yes. And I don't pay attention to, if there is a negative backlash. You can't live your life, of fear of this might please people, this might make other people angry. You cannot. You have to be truthful to yourself. You have to be truthful with the audience, and you go like, this is what I believe at the moment is good content, and you have to put something out there. If you're not proud of it, do not post it.
Okay.
Because it will live on the internet till the day you die.
Yeah.
So you have to be proud of what you're doing, and it's when you post out there and you put the content outside, you have to know, first of all, it's for yourself.
Yes. Because
if you do things for other people, trying to please other people, you will not go as far in life in general. So you have to do things that is for yourself. It's for you, and then everything else will follow.
Yeah, I love that advice. What are your thoughts on creating a niche? Everyone says, well, you need to be talking about one thing, but at the same time, people are multifaceted. So they've got one thing, but also their personality is multiple things. What are your thoughts on that?
I personally think that there is no one niche for everyone. You multitask on daily basis. You wear different hats on daily basis. Sometimes you're Bob the Builder. You're building a cabinet that just arrived from IKEA. Sometimes you're driving your kids to school. Sometimes, you're the chef in the house and making all these meals. You're not one person. You don't have one role in life in general. And I'm give you these examples because it's my daily life examples, different examples for different people, for sure. But do not be restricted in a box, or what the algorithm will push. And I have to be just a lifestyle person because will help me in the algorithm and growth, and I'm saying lifestyle as an example, I'm not sure.
No, of course.
But you as a person, you don't fit in one box.
Yeah.
And this is something that a lot of PR agencies, for example, when I first started, they struggled with. is you don't fit in a box. Where do we put you in this campaign and that campaign?
Yeah, okay.
And it's your problem, not mine.
Yeah.
Because I will not fit in a box, and I refuse to fit in a box. This is who I am. And then the growth happens.
Yeah,
and
of
it's
course.
just, I think, do not let other people put pressure on you that you have to do certain things at a certain way. Again, you have to be proud of what you put out there. And it's end of the day, it's for you.
Yes.
It's for the audience. It's not about this campaign or that campaign.
Yeah. I love
Everything
that.
else will follow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's evident that you're a self-love advocate and proudly talk about, things within your personal life. How did you come to a point where you were like, actually, yeah, like I'm happy with myself? Do you know what I mean? Like typically we're in a journey where either something happens or we move through tricky times and then you're able to you have that level of growth where you accomplish something within yourself and you think, oh, actually, I can do this. Or have you always known that you can do this?
I think years of therapy.
Yeah,
to be honest, it's
Absolutely.
years of therapy. And when you go through therapy, trust me, the last person you will love is yourself. You will go through so much peeling of like so many traumas, so many past events and past incidents that will make you angry. It will make you frustrated. It will make you sad. It will, sometimes, like my case, led into depression.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a building journey. It's definitely not an easy journey. I talked about this before. We grew up in I would say in a space where self-love is narcissistic.
Okay.
You cannot love yourself. You have to put others before you. It's not healthy to love yourself. But again, if I'm an empty jug, how can I fill?
Absolutely.
From there? And I feel like my kids were the spark into self-love journey.
Aww.
And it came from that space of I'm not gonna continue with taking that mentality from a previous generation, and I refuse to get help. But in fact, for me to be a better human being, for myself first, because if you change for others, it's a temporary change, but if you change for yourself, it's permanent.
Yeah.
And I chose to seek help. I chose to work on myself, for me first, and then for my kids, and everyone else will follow again. But it's not an easy journey. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Again, nothing glamorous about growth.
No.
It's painful.
It's rewarding.
It's rewarding. It's painful. But you have to go through it. Trust me, there is light end of the tunnel.
Amazing. So the last question, though, I think I know what the answer might be. What makes you happy?
I think me, 100%. I'm the source of my happiness. I find happiness and joy in the little things. In a cup of tea, in a good TV show, and, spending time with my kids and their cuddles. I find happiness in little things. I never look for happiness in a big materialistic things. It's temporary. But, when I come home and cuddle with Khalifa and Abdullah, it's the best thing ever. And it's everlasting.
Nice.
Having a good laugh, I am the source of my own happiness. And it takes so much for you to understand that it is not selfish.
No.
It is not selfish to go I put me first. As long as I don't harm others, as long as I put me first for me to be the better myself so I can show up to you as the best version of myself, it's not selfish.
No.
Self-love is not selfish. And it's okay to say I am the source of my happiness. Because if I am not, then how can I expect other people to be the source of my happiness? If I don't love me, how do I expect you to love me? It's going to be toxic 100%. So I have to love me, and I have to, find happiness in the little things.
I love that. What a beautiful way to end. Though we're not done yet. We've got some fun questions. So the first one is it's would you rather. So I've got a series of 6 would you rather questions, or 5. Would you rather have the ability to see 2 months into the future or 2 years?
None.
None. But that's not, you have to pick one. It's a would you rather.
Would I rather? Oh my God. Oh, there is something beautiful about not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow.
That's what I thought when I wrote the question.
I would say 2 months.
Yeah, I agree with you there actually. Because 2 years, what if you look at it and it's not good?
No.
You're going through a bout of negativity. I'd be like, okay.
2 months.
Would you rather lose your sight or lose your memories?
Lose my sight.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a tough one though, isn't it?
Yeah, my memories made me who I am today.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't lose that.
But then you wouldn't be able to see anything.
I would be able to see
Yeah,
in
you'd be able to
different ways.
speak. Okay, that's fine. Would you rather be 11 feet tall or 11 inches tall?
11 inches tall.
This little
For
Salama?
For sure.
You'd be so adorable.
I will hide the spaces. Man.
Actually, 11 inches is like this.
No, 11 inches. Tall.
Okay, 11 inches. Would you rather have a photographic memory or an IQ of 200?
Photographic memory.
Photographic memory. And the last one is, would you rather speak any language, like any language out there, or would you be able to communicate with animals?
Oh, communicate with animals.
Yes.
That's for sure.
I would pick that too.
The stuff we're going to talk about, you guys, you have no idea.
I would have the whole zoo. I would have the whole
The
zoo.
secrets I would know from the birds around the neighborhood.
I know. I would love to know actually what they think about us as well. But
I'm sure
Salama.
it's not going to be kind. But
no, it's not actually. They're probably just like
it's not.
yapping away. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. Thank you. We'll see you next time.